Well, good evening, Dirtfish Rally friends.
And we are back with another video. This time we are driving on dirt ourselves at Daytona Short, doing some Rookies Rallycross. This racing is absolutely insane, and I wish it had more participation than it is getting. But right on to qualifying we go. We're just going to get straight into the action, showing you what the track looks like. You've got a fast right hand to start the lap, followed by a fast left hander over a jump where you want to make sure that the car's nice and composed, getting through this fast left and right hander, and you want to make sure that the car just stays nice and square. Getting it loss of control there will mean that you are most likely getting a slowdown from hitting either curb. Onto the asphalt you go. You want to make sure you brake early and get a good exit, because this is a really long straight here, the only place in the lap that you get up into 6th gear. A lot of slipstreaming potential, and heading into the braking zone, getting on the brakes nice and early, getting the car nice and square, and back on the power you go for a lap of the Daytona Short Rallycross track. So now you know what to expect. We're going to head on to race number 1, where we are going to start on pole position. But not only that, I've brought some friends with me. We've got Joey and we've got Aiden. I begged them, I've been begging them all week to do a rallycross race. They finally agreed, and let's just say I don't think they regretted it. As you can see there on the back, that green car also ending up with a jump start penalty. We're going to get off the way, and we are definitely not going to be jump starting, as we get the worst start of the 3 cars at the front, trying to look down the inside and maintain our position, getting a good exit there and just going wheel to wheel with Joey here, dead even, heading into turn number 1. I'm going to hip check him a bit, just send him out a bit wide, get my car turned across, but he's going to be able to use all of that track there and slide back across, leading us to a 3-way fight, heading into the S's for the first time of 8 laps in this race. The races are 8 laps long, very short, very high octane, and you've got to be quick with what you do for your decisions, because if you do not decide now, you will never be able to make that chance again. Heading on into the hairpin for the first time in this race. Joey right along behind me. He's not going to look for a move quite there though, looking for a good exit instead, getting to the apex a bit better than me, and on the exit he's just going to tap me a little bit and have to lift a little bit. This French car behind, using his joker immediately, but pulling him behind the group, so fortunately will not be a player in this fight, and he will hold up the cars behind a bit, as you will see a bit later. But heading back on board with me, and once again I'm just looking to try keep my position, because there is so much to be had. Joey turns a little bit early there, taps that wall ever so slightly, brings him right back alongside Aiden. Aiden's going to be looking at his behind, maybe looking for a move into the hairpin as well. It's important that they also work together to try to get me, otherwise it is going to be detrimental to the race. Joey is going to pull off and use his joker on lap number 2 of 8. Very early to use your joker, but also very fun because it allows us to battle. We're going to pull right back up behind him as he gets a little bit squirrely after his joker. You don't really practice too many times the lap after the joker, and that's going to be proven as through this section we're going to pull right back up to him, and we need to be looking to get past him if we want to win this race, because Aiden is such a quick driver, so consistent, he is so scary to be in front of. He will take any opportunity you give him and leave absolutely no crumbs. Looking into the braking zone for the hairpin here, I'm going to send it super deep here, try to make it work, but Joey's going to get a really good cutback on me, absolutely gem of a cutback. Puts us back down in P number 2, but we're having fun, we're battling, we're just being chill guys. Looking, once again, I've got so much more momentum on this dirt here. I've done so many races this week that it's second nature to me at this point. Getting the car turned, a little bit wide there, Aiden has to push me through the corner, and I'm going to have to go defensive in the follow-up corner to ensure that he has no look down my inside there. Don't want to be crashed, of course, because that's no fun. And I'm going to be slipstreaming Joey down this long straight, once again getting right up behind him, and I'm not going to make the same mistake twice, braking a little bit earlier, getting to the apex, but he's going to run it deep there. He's absolutely in my head, he's playing an absolute gem of a game, and even more crazy, he hangs it around the outside here. I end up hitting the wall there, and that is going to absolutely bruise my confidence in this race as we're just over halfway through, getting through the jump. Joey is just pulling away from me. Aiden's going to push himself back, get an absolutely insane cutback on me, puts me on the outside through this fast right-hander, which is not where you want to be, and I'm going to end up ceding position there because I don't want to be going too wide on the exit. That's going to completely ruin both of our runs and any chance of us winning this race. And Aiden's going to pull up to the right here and use his joker on lap number 5. I now need to be putting in such good laps. Joey going a little bit wider, you'll see. Yep, Aiden just pulls out in front. I now need to be doing absolutely insane laps and hope that they are going to battle for position here. But like I said, Aiden's almost like the Terminator. He's going to just put in some insane laps, and I don't know if Joey's even got a shot in this race. I'm going to clip the curve, lose some time there. Jake Jackson's going to help me through the corner, and that's going to just bring me back to that 2-second zone, which is about the joker delta in this race, 2.2 seconds down the back straight with 1.5 laps to go in this race. Using my window wipers, always going to use them down the back straight because there's just no time to think otherwise to use them anywhere else. Heading into the hairpin, getting a little bit counter steery there, and just trying to make sure that my lap times are as fast as they can be. They're doing 36.3s, I'm doing 36.7s. They're slow. For myself and for them, we both know that we can do better, but it's just not good for me. Car behind, just sitting there right behind me. He's going to be looking for a move as well, and heading on to the fast right-hander for 1.5 laps to go. I need to be putting in an absolute best performance here, and that's not what I do. I do not utilize any part of the track in any capacity. Coming down into the hairpin, the gap is now 2.2, 1.5 laps to go. I'm going to opt to take my joker on the final lap. The idea behind that is that it means that I don't lose momentum for the following lap, and I can maximize the chance of pulling out in front of Aiden. Gap at the line, 2.1 seconds. That is the joker delta. Heading through this fast left-hander, getting the car straightened over the jump, getting it nice and square. Joey getting a little bit squirrely up ahead, and that's just going to get in my mind a little bit. I'm not going to get the best run either. Underdrive the heck out of the car, lose 2/10 there, and that is going to be detrimental to our races. Joey also taps the wall there, but gives us an opportunity to slipstream him, heading down into the hairpin for the final time. Gap is 2.3 seconds. I think we're just a little bit short, and we're not going to be able to make it work. Heading into the joker, we're going to see if we can make it work. Coming out of the joker, and Aiden is going to beat me by 2/10. The 2/10 that I lost on that final lap from having a bad exit have costed me. And that is going to give us P2 in this race, of course. We're going to look at Aiden after the race, because him and Joey decide that they want to go for a good old flip, giving themselves a good body roll, and that is going to kill their safety rating, but I don't think that they care at all. And that's going to be P2 in the opening race of this video. A little bit of safety gain, a little bit of iRacing gain, always good to see. One more race and we'll be 2K, which is our goal for the year. Get hit after the line, that's not good either. And on to race number 2 we go. We are starting on pole position once again. That is the theme of this race on some races. Not all races, because I'm not him. But the thing that I am him at is getting a good race start, getting off the line, and executing the move down into turn 1 to clear myself off the number 1 car on the outside, and just trying to run away with this race. We're going to go on board with the number 5 car though, as he hits the wall, absolutely kills the other car.
Yeah, I'm sorry bro, I hit the fucking stupid ball.
And he hit the pole on the outside, as he clearly elaborated on. Heading on to the second half of the lap here, I am trying to keep myself away from Batu. That is going to be my opponent in this race, because the next car behind is 5 seconds back. The gap is currently at 1.3 seconds. All I need to do is maintain that gap, and I'll be able to win this race, which would be awesome to put on the resume of this week. But heading down the back straight, he's going to get a lot of slipstream here. Like I said, these cars create so much downforce that the car right behind almost just sails past you. Batu's going to take his joker quite early in this race and try and make something work against me. I'm going to allow it to happen. End of lap 3, heading on to lap number 4. And now I've got a choice to make. I can either choose to joker against him straight away, which would allow me to get the position back and hope that I can run away, or I can save my joker and use that as an insurance clause. And you're going to see here that I opt for the second choice. I'm just going to sit behind him. I had so much more pace than him. We're lapping about a second off of the pace that you want to be doing. And heading on to lap number 8, all I need to do is just sit behind him and use my joker when the time arises, which will be at the end of this lap. Heading over the jump, just keep the car nice and composed, keep right up, back up behind him. Then when we use that joker, we pounce and we get right in front of him. Heading on into the fast right-hander, braking, trail braking nice and early, trying to maximize the speed we get out of the corner. We're going to have a bit of slipstream heading down the straight. Once again, the only place in the track that you get up to 6th gear, so the slipstream works very efficiently. Pulling off to the right, and we are going to take the position as we just have a shorter run to the line, getting us a P1 for race number 2 of this video. Very good work, just what you want to see. P1, 79 I rating, and 2.85 safety. We are going up in the world, and that is the trajectory I want to stay on in this video. But not all races are sunshine and rainbows, and we're going to head on to race number 3, where we're not going to start on pole for this race. To my right, to the camera's left, on P1 is a 4.5k rated driver. It's going to be a hard ask for me to win this race, but a good start for me goes a long way, as I'm going to clear him into turn number 1 and take that position. A little bit of carnage behind Batu, that car from last race, just chilling behind me, but he's not going to survive the opening lap, as if you look in the fast side, he's going to get spun, his car's going to get obliterated, as it's just going to get pounded by a couple more cars. But you can already see, I'm not utilising as much of the track that this 4.5k driver is. So I'm going to need a little bit of luck and maybe just a lot of skill to even have a chance at beating him in this race. 0.5 seconds is the gap heading through the fast right-hander of lap number 1. We just need to be looking to maintain that gap. If he jokers, I need to counter joker. I need to come up with any strategy possible to ensure that Fraser stays behind me. If he gets in front of me, he's going to have the pace, he's going to have the consistency to just run away with it, and I have no chance of seeing this position again. But we're going to head right on to lap number 5. Neither of us have blinked so far, neither of us have used our joker just as we get over the halfway point, but I'm going to absolutely mess this corner up a bit, go a bit deep, and that's going to give Fraser his first look to maybe overtake in this race. Fortunately, because I went deep, I can carry a little bit more momentum around the outside, just maintaining that position. But the fact that the cracks are starting to show for me, I need to bring my big boy pants, bring my big boy boots, toughen up if I want any chance. He's going to joker there, using his joker to try overtake me, and I need to try to do a little bit better. The gap is 1.6 seconds at the moment. I need to try to get past him if I want to win this race, and that lock up there has lost me the race. I can joker, and I'm not going to come out in front of him. There's nothing I can do here. Car just stopped on the left there. We're going to have a look at what happened there. It's a bit of an interesting situation that happened there, as he quite literally just parks his car in the most awkward way and positioning possible, even reversing it. And yeah, you're going to see us just come through in a second here, but he's just decided to park his car there and presumably not tow. He didn't tow there for a hot minute. 2 seconds is the gap. Lap 6 out of 8, that'll be 7 out of 8. We're going to have 2 laps left in this race, but we are 1.9 seconds back. That is a long shot back from having any chance in this race. We're going to head on to lap number 8 now, the final lap, and I'm going to need an absolute miracle for any chance in this race. Remember, I've got my joker at the end of this lap, so I've got that advantage. All I need is to get within a second and a half of them, and he's going to start battling a lap car, giving me an opportunity to maybe get some time back, and he's going to crash with the lap car.
What are you doing? You're a fucking lap car.
And I feel his agony there, because it's not like he could just sit behind the car and wait, because I still had my joker to use. I'm going to use my joker here on the final lap now that I've overtaken him, because he was in the wall.
Shit, bit unlucky there, Fraser.
Fucking idiots when we go back to alleyway.
And that's going to give us an absolute miracle win in this race. I didn't think that we had a hope of winning that one once we ended up behind him, but sometimes a little bit of luck and a lot of skill is all you need, as I nearly crashed into that lap car, but I didn't. We're going to head right on to race number 4 of this video now, looking for a strong start. Once again, not starting on pole position, so maybe that's the sign of things to come in this race, but we're going to get a good run off the line, getting past Mandela Pluck, my Kiwi counterpart in this race, and, well, I mean, all I need to do is stay in front of him now. I've done half the job, I just need to do the other half, but I can tell you that is not what happens in this race, because I do not play this very well at all. Just trying to build that gap to P2 quite early here, because that is the way into this race for me to try just walk away and get away. That's what you want when you're trying to build safety rating and I rating. It's just to try to walk away like I'm doing here, getting him out of shot, trying to build a gap where I can. If I'd thought about it, it would have been smart to just joker and run away. But that's not what I'm going to do here. I'm going to take the long way around, and it's going to start allowing cars opportunities to use their joker like Gage Corn here does, and bring themselves back into the race. Gage is just going to battle with number 2 here now, as he comes out of the joker, and it gives me an opportunity to run away if he doesn't have the pace to suffice and keep up with me, getting my wheels nice and locked up, inducing that rotation, and I want to be pulling away here. Easier said than done though, on such a short lap time, where any small mistake can basically mean the difference between winning and losing. You need to be on your heels. And so we're going to head on to the hairpin here, where once again, some more cars are going to look for their opportunity to take the joker. Mandela Pluck, Luis, they're both going to take their joker here, and it's going to demote me to P number 2 in this race. Mandela, obviously the car right behind me, using his joker to overtake. Very smart. Now, if I was smart here, I would just use my joker, get past Mandela, because, you know, the threat's gone, and that would be my race win. But that's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to lock up my wheels, send it wide, go 2x2 with Luis. He's going to push me out. I'm going to have to cede the position to the number 3 car as well. That's basically just lost me a second and potentially the chance at winning this race. The number 3 car goes a bit deep. I now have another opportunity to joker here, to get past the 3 car, but he blocks the inside line. I can't really do it because I don't want to be braking behind someone heading into the joker. You never know what's going to happen there. And that has put me all the way back because another car has used their joker. I'm now P5 with my joker. I was P1 a second ago. I've thrown this race away, done a 38.7. That's 2 seconds slower than Mandela in P1. With half a race left to go, I want to be looking how to get forward, how to maximize my position in this race. And the problem is, if I want to actually win this race, I can't joke here. I need to get past the slower traffic and try to build my way back up to the faster traffic to actually have a chance at winning here. Looking for a move on the 3 car, a bit far back to make it work, so I'm just going to get back on the brakes and ensure that I don't take him out on accident for no apparent reason. As we approach lap 5, officially the halfway point in this race has been reached. 4 laps to go. Mandela's got a bit of a gap to P2, so this is his to lose at this point, and that's exactly what he's going to do. He's going to have a chance at losing it. Goes a bit deep, doesn't execute himself as he should, loses a bit of track time. That's going to bring Luis right back up behind him. They are now going to go motor racing for a chance to win or lose this race. And once again, we're on board with me. I'm behind Gage. I want to be making my way through the pack if I want any chance at actually winning this race, because I'm too far back now to have a go at using the Joker to overtake everyone. And I have the pace. I have the pace. I can run laps half a second faster than I'm doing right now. Heading on to the end of lap number 6, and I'm right behind Gage Corn. Gage is going to have a go at Michael on the inside, and I am just going to follow him through on the inside, get myself positioned, bump him, looking for 2 positions, but I don't quite have the territory, have the track to make it work, so I'm going to have to cede the position here, and that puts me down in P4 on the final lap. I've got my Joker at the end of the lap to try use. Luis is going to look for a move down the inside, looking at the hairpin, sends it in, bumps Mandela off the track, and understandably, after the race, some drama unfolds because Mandela is not happy with that overtake, and Luis does his best at trying to defend why it was okay. But that is going to give us a position, because Mandela's now dropped back from the lead, and we're going to be able to Joker to gain 2 positions instead of 1. We would have instead been behind Luis, but now we're behind Luis, but without Mandela. That puts us up in P2 in this race. Look in the top left. Mandela, after the race, asked him why he pushes people off of the track.
Man, it's running cross. It's running cross. What's the real reason?
And Luis sharply claps back and shuts Mandela down. Yeah, I mean, you'll see in the next race that Luis has some double standards regarding racing. 52 I rating gain for P2 though, 0.1 safety rating, and we're going to head on to race number 3, where I'm going to show Luis what a real race is, because apparently he doesn't know what a real race is. Heading on into T1 number 1, and we're starting P3 in this race. This will be an all-time low, but the soft in this race compared to the other 2 is an all-time high. It is a 2.6k soft. Luis on the inside. I'm going to have to cede position here as he's just got a little bit more of a claim to the corner, and that is really dangerous position to be in. Heading over the jump for lap number 1, we're going to look to get our car shuffled to the left. He leaves the gap open, I take it, and let's just say he's not happy.
Well, are you kidding me? You raced Mandela like that yesterday, man. It's payback for my boy Mandela.
Heck yeah.
And yeah, I'm telling him how it is. He raced Mandela like that yesterday, or the race you just saw before. I'm going to race him back the exact same way, because no one likes a whiny kid on the microphone. I'm going to take that position. Puts me up into P3 in this race. Like I said, really good strength of field. So even for a position of 3rd place, there's still a lot of I rating to gain where there might normally be if it's a lower soft. And I need to be looking to try just make myself in clear air, especially with that race yesterday. As I found out, I can't sit there and wait for things to come to me. I need to be taking them by the bull, by the horns, and just make it my race to win. And I'm going to take my Joker early yesterday. Yesterday, I used it late, and that cost me. Today, I'm going to use it early. I'm going to tuck in behind the leaders, because I want to just get away from Luis and try work with these front cars to get me a position, guarantee my 3rd place in this race. That is exactly what we're going to do. 2.5 seconds is the gap. That is safely out of the Joker range of Luis. Very good for us, because I just didn't want Luis any opportunity to try take back the position, maybe in a bit of a scummy way.
I think you took the Joker too soon, Zachary.
No, I've taken it to make sure that Luis can't get next to me.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
And as you can see, Lincoln, him and I had been talking throughout the week. We had a couple of races together. Apparently he hasn't lost all season, which is an insane stat to have. And yeah, basically, he just said, you took the Joker a bit early, and I said, no, it's more of a defensive Joker than an offensive Joker. And Luis gets crashed out here.
A huge segment in it.
He thinks Mandela crashed him out. And we're going to look on board at the replay here, on board with that 6 car of Luis. going through this fast left and fast right-hander. He's going to go off the track and rejoin. That's going to give him a slowdown, and that 3 car is going to be right behind him, heading into the braking zone, looking down the inside, just clipping him, sending him deep. Mandela's going to come down the inside of him, and he's going to kill him. Mandela's going to get 2 positions in one go, both of which came from crashes and benefiting from overall. And yeah, I mean, as far as I'm concerned, that's payback for Mandela, and Luis does not add to his stock in any sense because he's just crashed out a car trying to rejoin.
Nice one, Mandela. Payback.
And I'm saying it to Mandela. That's payback for him being a bit of a whingy yesterday and just not being very fair with the racing. Heading on to lap number 5, and we're going to look at the leaders here because my race is kind of a no man's land. Number 1's going to tap number 2 and take that position.
That's so dirty, Kyle.
And it's quite elbows out racing here. Lincoln, like I said, that guy that I've been talking to a week, not a fan of the move. I mean, it's 50-50. Rallycross is quite a contact sport as it is, so you've got to kind of just play with the cards that you're given and try and maximize what you have to work with. He's going to look down the inside here. Kyle's going to defend it, and he's going to look for a switchback here. Doesn't quite get it to look though because he gets off the curb, and that's going to give him a bad exit. Kyle's going to have a good run around the outside. 2's going to stick his nose down the inside. Doesn't quite work that time. 1 getting over the curb, getting quite wide, but he's able to carry so much speed still, even though that was the case. And Lincoln's going to hop on the mic and express his frustration once again.
That's so sore, Kyle.
But there's still a lot of racing to go. You know, 2 laps, still a lot can happen, especially with the fact that both jokers are still in play. There's still a strategic element in this race to be had. Once again, Lincoln looking right down the back of Kyle, pulling off to the left, looking for a really good exit here. Kyle taking such a narrow line that Lincoln's going to be able to pull himself alongside just about, but doesn't quite get there. He's still going to look for the move though, and he's going to end up clipping Kyle there. He's going to get wiggly all over the place, getting over the jump, and he's not going to quite land it properly. Lincoln still looking for that move to try to get his position back, and he's just going to take him out because Lincoln is not happy with how it went down. He's going to take the rulebook into his own hands, and I mean, I'm going to benefit from it regardless of whether it was a clean move or not, which it absolutely wasn't.
There you go.
Look at that, Lincoln 1-2, just like tradition.
Yes, sir. Yeah, I just took round.
And yeah, if I'd known that Lincoln had done that, I probably wouldn't be so happy about taking the position. But it's still some I-rating for me.
He pretty much did that to me. I just spun him around, so yeah.
Yeah, he took the rulebook into his own hands. I'm going to gain 76 I-rating for a P2. Puts me at C, 2.99 safety rating. And yeah, I mean, certainly sometimes you want to race people how they race you. But I think Lincoln just took it a step too far there and maybe shouldn't have taken him out. He could have used this Joker to overtake him or something like that because Lincoln did have a lot of pace. So yeah, I mean, very unfortunate that that race ended that way because it was a really good race. But yeah, if you like the content and you want to see more, like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.